Right, looks like we are live. Let me check. Oh, put it in Spanish. Whoops. Let's see. Put the comment in Spanish. Welcome everyone to our first class transmission. Okay, let me just check. I don't know exactly yet. There it is. How Instagram works for this. So let me just check and see if I am live. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to check. Not exactly sure. Anyway, we'll just have to go with the flow. Welcome. If you are here and you would like to say hi, you're welcome to say hi. I have the chat open and I am able to see the comments on, well, actually, I'm not sure. On YouTube. Hi, Lilith. And Adrian. Oh, cool. Okay, so you guys are on YouTube. Welcome. If you are on Facebook, you are also. I think I'm pretty sure I can also see your comment. So, welcome everybody to this the first transmission of. I'm just gonna call it energy class. That's what I'm calling it in Spanish, and I felt like I'm just gonna call it energy class. Can I mute? Okay, there we go. How is everyone doing? There might be a delay. And yeah, I'm not sure about Instagram. I have been sharing and doing a bit more things there, but I'm not sure exactly how the live works there. So we're just going to go with the flow. Welcome, everybody. I am going to share a little bit about what I'm going to share. I'm going to be sharing, I'm going to be choosing different topics to expand on in each day. I'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays as of right now. For the rest of the month and probably next month too. And so this will be an opportunity to receive, to expand, to open up together, as so much does come through in this format. I will be checking comments, but I do want to wait until probably the end to answer maybe a couple questions of anything that might have come through for you. And so we will be just going with the flow, as we always do, really. And I want to bring the topic of, I'm going to keep it to the same thing that I actually shared this morning. It probably will not be like that all the time. I probably will feel into each topic for the English class and for the Spanish class. So we'll just flow like that. But in today's class, Spanish class, I felt it was important for me to talk about energy. energy in general. And remind you guys that everything is energy. What we see and what we don't see. What we can touch. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's too funny. But I'm hoping you can hear me better. How's the sound? Is it better? I forgot to connect my microphone. Okay. I guess as long as you guys can hear me and you guys can hear me okay, that's all that matters. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what you can see, what you can't see just yet physically with your eyes, what you can touch, what you cannot touch, what you feel, what you don't know that you're feeling. Everything boils down to its energy. Energy is like the seed. Energy is like the seed that creates everything, right? If we feel into the seed is the basis of the tree, of flowers, right? Of the fruit. It's like the core of everything. And I feel that's energy. Energy is at the very core of everything. Energy is the seed of everything that has physical form, of everything that may not have a physical form yet, but it's within absolutely everything. And that same energy is who we are at our core. We are this energy. We are the seeds. We are the creators. We are the essence in physical form, right? And so the biggest thing about this is to continually reconnect to the energy that you are so that you can connect to the energy of absolutely everything. When something comes up, when you start to feel something, when you start to, when something, triggers you, there is an energetic activation that allows that allows you to expand. And as you continue, and as we all continue to expand through that energetic connection, absolutely everything changes. Now, how does everything change? Everything changes in the way that it needs to change. And that's another really, really, really big topic. That I did it here too. It's so funny. Well, anyway, let me hold on. Interesting. This is my English class. So, everything that we come into contact with, everything that comes into our lives, everything that triggers is actually an activation. And the biggest thing is to start connecting to yourself as energy, as the essence of energy, so that you can then continue to connect to that energy, the energy of that which is right in front of you and is inside of you and is all around you. The mind, the closed mind gets caught up in the physical, gets caught up in the names, gets caught up in the labels, gets caught up in the identities, gets caught up in that which has some sort of understanding, and it automatically discards the energy, the essence of it, which makes things a little harder, which makes things a little bit more difficult. And so, right now, the biggest thing is, as we continue to go through so many changes and go and feel so many things, is that we have to continually connect to the energy of everything as the energy that we are. How do we do that? Through a gazillion different things. But to simplify things, we connect to our breath. We close our eyes, which supports us even more, and we start connecting to our breath. We start feeling a little bit deeper into our breath. We start listening to our breath. We start connecting to our body. We start feeling and sensing all of these things in our body. And then it continues because it's a whole process within itself, right? So as you start to feel more things in your body, you start to connect your breath to that part of the body. Start touching that part of the body if you can. Start breathing more light into that part of the body. You start becoming more conscious about all of these different things that support your body's process. Okay. We get really caught up with doing how to do this. What do we need to do? And when you think about things and try to know how to do things, you slow down the process. So I'll draw a couple things here. Remember that as energy, everything is moving and everything is shifting. You're like this little wave, right? Your frequency. The more that you allow yourself to breathe, keep things simple, connect to your energy through your breath, you allow things to move energetically. You allow more movement, more energetic movement to occur. That automatically shifts things, that automatically makes things change things in the way that they need to change. You don't have to control anything anymore. You don't have to figure every bit of this process anymore. You don't have to know absolutely everything. Because the information that we've been taking, the information that we have right now, comes from here. And so allowing yourself this information to start dissolving, allowing this information to start breaking, to start opening as well, is huge, because this allows your body to take over. This allows your soul body to go through the necessary process without the resistance, without you fighting this all the time, without you trying to figure out what's going on or how to do things. Your body, your soul body knows exactly what to do. Your soul body knows exactly when to do it. Your soul body is here to support you. Can you allow it? Can you give yourself permission to be fully supported by your body without the normal interference? And we're moving into a very interesting phase dynamic where the more you push, the more you control, and the more you resist, um, you're gonna feel the the setback. You're gonna feel how much harder that actually is. And so we're moving into a phase where you're actually going to you're gonna be pushed to make things easier for yourself. You're gonna be pushed to feel things. You're gonna be pushed to open up because this is how things are actually supposed to be. We're supposed to flow. We're supposed to fly. We're supposed to float. And so the biggest thing about what's happening right now is that it's a little bit confusing to our mind. We thought things were supposed to be this way. We've been taught that things are supposed to be hard, that you're supposed to push, that you're supposed to work hard. When in essence, energy, as the energy that you are, energy is always meant to flow and always meant to shift and change. That allows everything to align itself so that your life flows, so that it's this harmonious experience. And so right now, everything is changing to facilitate more of that. However, our minds are going, this is too much change. What is going on? I'm feeling too much. We're feeling too much because we've never really felt it all in the way that we need to. So everything feels extreme right now, but you're not feeling too much. You're feeling absolutely everything that you have not felt since you incarnated here in this body, which is a lot. Like, it's normal. We have been so disconnected from the energies, from the energy that we are as essence, as divine pure essence, and from the deeply heavy, discordant energies and frequencies that reside inside our physical body. Every single cell in our body has been carrying some sort of heaviness. And so every single one of those energies is being activated right now. And we are feeling it. However, everything is relative. And I want you to really feel into this. Everything is relative. So whether you may feel like it's a lot, whether you may feel like, oh my God, it's too much, your body knows exactly what you're capable of. Your body knows exactly how much emotional energy you're ready to feel. And it might feel like each time you're like, it's going to push you a little bit more, and it's going to push you to feel a little bit more, and it's going to push you to feel a little bit more because you are expanding every time you allow yourself to feel consciously. So yes, every time it's going to feel like, oh, a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And that is how we also expand. So allow your body to break you out of your old limitations so that you can break and live limitless. Break out of your old constructs, break out of your old fears. So remember that your body knows exactly how much you can handle. Trust and allow yourself to connect a little bit more with that essence, with your light essence, so that you can have more light inside to clear everything that your body is trying to release. Your light is everything, by the way. Your light is also one of the biggest keys to absolutely everything. Connecting to your light, breathing in your light, looking at the sun through phases and stages if you're not used to it, even if it's just a light bulb. There are so many different things to support you in this process, right? So let yourself be guided. Let your soul, spirit, body guide you through this process too, because it will always know what you need. Every time you guys are feeling a lot, every time you guys are going through a lot, come back to your breath so that you can connect to a deeper space inside that knows you're okay. Everything is okay. You just have to stay connected, stay in the breath so that your body can do exactly what it needs to do or exactly what it is trying to do. One of the biggest things also to feel into this, because you are energy and because you are a frequency. One. Because you are a wave, because you are a frequency, everything is a roller coaster. A lot of us are going through this roller coaster, emotionally, mentally, physically. This is normal. Okay. We're not used to this, of course, because we've been so numbed from feeling things that when you do feel, it feels extreme. It feels like an extreme. Like you have some really, really high highs and some really, really low lows. The biggest thing, oh, coming back to your light will be the biggest key. So allowing yourself to continuously connect and continuously stay within that breath as often as you can. Close your eyes as often as you can. Go out in nature and go out and spend more time around the things that you know support you in reconnecting to your essence so that you can stay connected throughout this process. So, your light, I'm going to play with this visual. Your light is right in the middle. And the more that you connect and stay connected to your light, you can simultaneously feel connected, feel centered, and feel stable while going through the roller coaster of extremes. And this is key. When you're not as connected to your light, when you're not as connected to your essence, you feel the roller coaster of extremes probably even more intensely. You feel like you feel the separation more. It's like if you were in a boat and huge storm and you have this huge waves, it's going to feel very unstable in the boat, right? You're not as connected to everything. You're not as connected to your energy. And so you don't realize that you are everything. You are the ocean, you're the water, you're the boat, you're the storm, you're everything. Because this being, I might actually have a different visual. It's like you're the circle. I'm gonna draw this big circle. That's more of the stability that you feel. You're this big circle. You're bigger than the roller coaster. You're bigger than the extremeness of things, which allows you to feel more stable, which allows you to feel more centered. Um, and that's the key. That is the goal. Because you're going to feel things and you're going to go through the extreme of things and you're going to go through very high highs and very low lows. This is normal because as the body is clearing all of the density and all of the heaviness, heavy emotions, heavy thoughts, heavy limiting belief systems, you're going to feel a gazillion things. Okay, this is part of the process. Breathe. You're not alone here. Everyone at some level is going through this, whether you see it, whether you don't see it, whether they say it, whether they don't say it, doesn't matter. Everyone at some level is feeling this. A lot of people may not say anything. A lot of people may not look like they're going through things. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that they're not going through things. And that doesn't mean that they're not feeling things. They absolutely are. But collectively, we've been in this very heavy program that says, hide what you feel, escape, right? Resist, put your best face, don't show emotion. So it's very intrinsically in ourselves. And so it's a very automatic response. This is breaking. So we're just going to start to see more and more and more and more and more things shift. The biggest thing is to allow yourself to go with the shift, to flow with the changes. Change is who we are. Change is inevitable because things are always moving. You are always moving. You will always move. It's almost like, which we actually try at some level because we don't understand what's going on. It's like trying not to age. When we know that aging is very normal. It's a very normal, natural part of this existence. However, because everything is changing, aging will change too. And we're already seeing that. So many more people are living a lot longer. So many people look younger than their age too. Everything's changing on every level, and we will continue to see that. So coming back to energy. Because we are energy, because because everything is energy. When we talk about the changes that are happening, we have to continue to connect to the changes come from us, because we are at the very core, every single one of us is the seed that creates absolutely everything that you see around you. Now remember that you see, perceive, and live different things from everyone else. You have your own reality, and every single person has their own reality too. So, coming back to everything is energy and your energy, and the more you connect to that energy, the more you allow everything to change at the energetic level so that it aligns with your highest essence. Your essence is light, so that everything so that you can experience that. This isn't just your essence. This is not just something you feel. This is something you experience. This is something that you get to live. This is something that you as light get to create. And this is exactly why we're here. And this is why you're here. And this is why what is happening right now in the world is happening. It's just that it's a bit loud. It's a bit messy. It's all chaos. And the biggest thing about that is that it's not new. In fact, nothing is new. Everything that we're seeing right now, the collapse and the darkness, it's been there. It's just been under the table. It's just been inside of our closet. It's just been hiding under the bed. And now everything is coming up to the surface. So, what do we do with that? We, all of us start to feel it inside of our bodies, because that's the root. You are the root of everything. You are the seed of everything. You hold the energy that creates everything in your reality. So, connecting at the energetic level allows you to connect to the root of where it came from. And this is why everything is happening, because everyone is being activated at some level to feel. Talked a little bit about feeling, and it's so, so, so important to feel. Don't have that much space. So feel. Feeling goes against what we have perceived is safe, which is why feeling is outside of our comfort zone. And it's also why it's so important to start coming out of that comfort zone and start remembering that feeling is safe. Feeling is necessary. Feeling is part of who you are. As a sentient being, you are meant to feel things. This is part of why we came here as well, to feel things with our whole body in essence. Okay. So, as we continue to remember to breathe. Okay, hold on. All right. Keeping it simple, breathe, close your eyes. Part of the reason why I also close my eyes too, to just continue to reconnect. Breathe. And start connecting to your body a little bit more. Your body has everything. Your body has all the answers, and your body will always have all the answers. And so allowing that connection, that deeper connection to your body, allowing a deeper connection to the energy inside of you. Okay. You don't have to worry about what emotion you're feeling, labels, calling it something. You don't. The most important thing is to continue to feel the energy of everything through your body. And it's a whole process within itself, because there's a lot of parts within the body that have been very disconnected, that have to go through an enormous amount of purging, an enormous amount of cleansing and purification. But the moment that you connect to your breath, the moment that you start to feel your body a little bit more, is the moment that you give yourself permission to go through this process. It is a moment that you actually give yourself that permission slip. And then it just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. And you continue to dive deeper into where you're not giving yourself permission, where you're still resisting, where you're still fighting, where you're still controlling, which is actually a really, really, really important energy to feel into as well. You want to feel and you want to connect to those aspects of yourself that are still too scared to feel like they're too small in their fight, in the battle zone. You want to connect to absolutely every single aspect that lives inside of you at the subconscious level, meaning that you don't even know they exist. Which is part of the reason why it's so important to feel and connect to energy, because there's a lot of things that you won't even have words for. You won't even have those labels or identities, because it's energy they're energies and aspects that you've never connected to. Didn't even know they existed. And all of those are coming up right now. All of those hurt, wounded, traumatized versions of yourself are being activated right now. And it's so important for you to give yourself permission to feel whatever those aspects did not get to feel. So, everything's being activated right now. Know that you're not alone. Come back to your breath. It's one of the simplest and most powerful tools that absolutely every single person has. Everyone can do this. We do it all the time. We just don't do it consciously enough. So allowing yourself that opportunity. Let's go into if there's any questions. There's anything that you'd like to share about how you guys are feeling too. There's so much, I know. And there's so much to share, and there's so much to talk about. It's like, if any of you guys are feeling that the acceleration and deceleration process, it's pretty normal because of where we are in the year. It's mind blowing to just think that we're about to end this year already in well, in less than 3 months for sure. 2 months and a half, 2.5 months. And while we go through, like, yeah, we have a calendar and that's how we can kind of track time. But we're already starting to feel a lot of things. We're already starting to feel a lot of changes. So one of the things that we start to feel is we live outside of time. I feel absolutely everyone has at some point or level has felt this when you're like time feels so different. You can't tell one day from the next. You can't tell how much time has passed. Like it's all kind of a blur. And it's because we are returning to live as energy. That's actually what's happening. And you're able to flow with energy. And so time just becomes literally just like a number. And you just flow in this forever moment of this now without the need to feel like you need to track, what day or what time it is, without the feeling of needing to know, right? What hour, minute, and second it is, because everything just kind of dissolves and you're here where you are. But energetically, we'll feel like the different shifts and the different um, beginning points and ending points at different times. So like energetically, well, we'll go through, like obviously we still have like, 31 of December being like the last linear day of the linear year, and January 1st is the first linear day of the next linear year. Like you're gonna feel this shift. You're gonna feel that energy in another day, on another day. So we're already living outside of time for sure. We just have to continue to allow ourselves, because we kind of keep getting into the head of like, no, but that's not normal. No, but that's not me. I wasn't like this. It's okay. Your mind is always going to try to rationalize things, and is always going to try to take you away from your essence and from this now. So it's normal. Don't fight it. Recognize it. Know where you are. Feel it. And let yourself come back to, I'm here. That's all. This is where I need to be, right here, in this now. Some of us are already starting to feel a lot of newness, a lot of new things, a lot of new inspiration, a lot of new realizations, we're starting a lot of new things too. And so before we used to wait, might as well just wait until the 1st of January. And we're not. We're not waiting anymore. We're doing things in the moment that we feel, right? We're no longer in that bound by the old linear time frames, which is super huge for every single one of us. Um, so, question. I can sense the areas in my body that still need to open up. and flow more freely. Okay. I began TRE, traumatic release exercises. Are you aware of these? Oh, they induce tremors in the body. Yes. Feels like the somatic exercises too. So I'm more familiar with somatic exercises, but they feels like it's the same thing. Energetically, they are both meant to support the body in the releasing trauma. And so the tremors in the body are part of it's almost like what's coming through is um, trauma gets stuck in the body. Because when you go through something traumatic, when you go through a very when you go through an unexpected experience, very unexpected, and you go through that shock and you go through that, almost paralyzing um, notion. You don't really know what to do. You don't know what's happened. You freeze up. And so the energy gets trapped in the body. And for a lot of us, in a lot of ways, we numb ourselves, meaning we freeze up, the energy gets trapped in the body, and we just kind of put it underneath the bed or put it in our closet, right? Because it's too much, because it was too hard, because it was too painful, because it was too traumatic. And so these types of exercises allow the necessary movement that your body needs in order to help break that ball of stagnant traumatic energy that was held inside of your body, to help it release. So actually really powerful when I've gone through when I've felt those, when I've gone through these exercises. I've done these exercises before. The tremors is like shaking up that really stagnant, hard energy so that it can break, so that you can go through that release, so that your body can liberate itself from these very deep rooted, unconscious, subconscious energies that you no longer need. Like they don't support the body anymore. So for any of you that have tried these, that or might have heard, that was, I don't know when, and this was actually recent. This was this year. The word somatic kept coming and kept coming and kept coming, and I didn't know too much about it until saw some videos, tried some exercises and poses, and it opened up a lot, and I understood more of what was going on. And for me personally, I held that I would hold a position until my body no longer had those tremors. It's like a trembling. What happens now for me is that I go through that probably daily, not through specific exercises, but just through feeling my body and allowing my body to move and shake in the way that it needs to. Usually when I'm in bed, When I'm in bed, there's a lot of energy that needs to kind of flow. And sometimes it's not energetic movement. Sometimes my body's like, no, you need to physically move this part of the body. And so, yeah, that actually happens daily for me now. So it becomes this normal, natural, constant release that is part of the process. So we'll go through we'll be guided to these exercises or these movements or these different, therapeutic tools to help with these really big releases because you're essentially releasing releasing a lot in a relatively shorter amount of time. Okay. And then when your body is ready for more, your body will guide you in probably a more consistent basis through different exercises, different techniques that will support you in opening more of that stagnant energy in a way that it's almost like this constant release. And that is what this evolves into because we become much more conscious, much more connected. And so we're always allowing our body to guide us to, okay, what do we need to let that energy move out and flow out? What do we need to release? And so, yeah, it's every day for me. Yeah. It always happens. It always happens when I'm laying down in bed at night too. And so a lot of the times, well, I just, honor. I'm like, okay, I need to move my feet. I need to move my legs. Okay, I need to move maybe it's just my toes. And I move in whatever way. It's usually just like a tremor. And then I notice how fast my body shifts. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, that's it. Like it just needed a little push. It just needed a little it's almost like when you're burping a baby and you're patting and patting and patting and patting. And as soon as the baby burps, it's like, oh, back to calm. Oh, okay. You don't need to pat it anymore. That's kind of how it feels. So if you're feeling this more at night, there is, it is normal because our bodies do tend to feel a little bit more at night. At night, it feels like, okay, your body's a little bit more relaxed. You're not in your go, 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 go state anymore, right? Your body's already feeling like, okay, the sun has set for the day. Like we lose the momentum. And so your body's more relaxed. Your body's more open. So automatically your body becomes a little more sensitive to the frequencies that are coming through at that point during the day. So you might be feeling a lot more than during the day. So it's normal. Open up to it, honor it, right? I was up for hours last night at 2 having tremors, okay? Yes, there's a lot of this happening. I also feel vibrating and buzzing inside the sympathetic is high at night. There's a lot of things that we feel a little more sensitive to at night. So it's normal. The tremors, the trembling, feeling like you're convulsing, feeling like you're shaking, feeling like your body is just in a lot of needs a lot of physical movement. So, so important to honor this. Your mind gets scared. So, I want you to kind of feel into your mind got scared, like noticing who got scared. Who's the I in the picture? Okay, my mind got scared. Like, okay, my little child got scared. My controlling self got scared. Because a lot of these movements come out of nowhere, are very strong, and you will feel if you go against them, if you try to resist and control, your body might just get the, your body might need to do them a little bit harsher. So allowing yourself the opportunity to trust in your body, allowing your body to do what it needs to do, even if it does not make any sense whatsoever, is super important always. You don't have to understand. And the biggest thing is that there's a lot of movement that is needed, and your body right now is taking over so that those deeply suppressed trauma bonds, stagnant energy start to release. Yes, my mind scared. My child, yes. I hugged myself, yes. So allowing yourself to feel, what does this aspect need? To feel a little bit calm, to feel a little bit more open, to feel like, okay, I may not understand it, but it's okay. And it's going to be okay. Trust. Yeah, such a huge one. Um, put this one up. Can you overdo these somatic exercises? I find them helpful. The biggest thing, a simple answer is no. You can never overdo something that you know and you feel supports you. It's like breathing consciously. Yeah, you can never overdo that. Allowing yourself to feel into what the body needs is super, super important. And also allowing your body to guide you. So at some point, at some level, your body, you may be guided to like, okay, somatic exercises. Okay. Um, feel into, okay, which one, the first one that pops up for you, because obviously there's tons of resources, and also try new things. So allow your body to guide you through its the exercises, the somatic exercises or the TRE exercises that will support it. And this is where you start to connect more with the body and you start to feel deeper levels in the body so that you can allow the body to guide you through every step of this process. And again, it might be like, okay, yeah, the first video that pops up on YouTube, that's the one, right? Like there's so many different ways to do this. And there's so many different ways to receive guidance from the body too, which is super important. So allowing, going with the flow, anything that supports you will always be important to do. And also know that whatever supported you now That may not support you the next time around. That may not support you, down the line. Whatever supports you now is what supports you now. Okay? Whatever you do right now in the exact form that you do it, that may not be the exact form that you do it next time or that you're guided to next time. Next time might be a little bit differently. Next time, you might have to tweak some things. And that is true for probably almost absolutely everything, every technique, every tool, every exercise. You just have to continue to feel deeper, continue to let your body guide you. Let your body guide you now. Let your mind rest. Let your mind sit back. Let that aspect of your mind that thinks, take a chill. Take a chill. Chill. That's how it reintegrates. That's how we start to flow. Your closed mind tightens everything, and it's the bumpy ride. It's the one that feels the need to control. It's the one that resists. The moment that you disconnect, the moment that you feel into the body, that's the moment that you start to flow with everything. I like this very gentle, harmonious riverboat ride. Oh, yes, that's a big one. What supports now may be different. Our minds are so repetitive and want to stay with the patterns. And I heard this, I think it was yesterday. Somebody mentioned it. That what used to work is not working anymore, or is not working as good as it once did. And this is so, so, so important to know that everything is meant to change. Everything that once worked before worked back then, worked for that aspect you were working through back then, now is different. Now you're in a whole different energy. Now you're in a whole different reality. Now you're working through a different aspect of yourself. That aspect of yourself needs something different. And so your mind gets caught up in doing it the same way because that's the safe way and that's its comfort zone. So as soon as you start to realize this and recognize this and open yourself up to this, you start to open yourself up to doing things in a different way, doing things a little bit differently. And that will always be super supportive because it breaks you out of that old pattern. It breaks you out of that subconscious pattern that you may not know you're in. I'm currently very thrown off because I'm told I need a major, put this one up for a little bit, major mental is what came through. And there's no coincidences. But the way what you typed was major dental work done. I thought we were healing, but I seem to be getting older and falling apart. So, um, so the mind is here. The mind is going, oh my gosh, I'm falling apart. I'm breaking down. I'm getting older. I'm getting weaker. I'm getting uglier. I'm getting whatever the case may be. This is your linear mental perception of what is going on. So for you, because I know you, connecting to that part of the body, connecting to your teeth, connecting to what's going on, what you might need, what you may not need. So, I went through, I would say, a major dental work done too, but that was guidance. That was like, you've never done this before. This is out of your comfort zone. You're gonna have to do this. So, everyone is different. But I was, yeah, I had the braces for over 2 years, and that was something that I felt I needed to do. Feel into what's going on, like at the root of everything. Part of why, one of the many reasons, is the realignment that I was going through. So my whole world fell apart, and 2.5 years ago, it was like, you're going through a huge realignment, and you're gonna have to open up to get your teeth realigned too, to accompany you and to support that realignment that you're going through. So it was like, okay, all right. So that was, that was me. Um, so when we talk about healing, and I did say that I was gonna answer just a few questions. Well, a couple, and now it's a few. When we talk about healing, okay, again, the linear mind has a very different perspective and perception and view of what that actually is. And it has nothing to do with what your linear mind believes. There will be things that you'll be like, I'm feeling worse. There will be things, which is part of I erased it, but it's part of the roller coaster. The roller coaster of extremes. You will go through so many extremes, guys. It's normal. It's allowing your body to go back to a different, more stable place inside of yourself. Your linear mind has no understanding and has no clue why and what is going on. Okay. The mind wants everything. The mind doesn't want to feel. So, first and foremost, the mind does not want to feel. It runs away, it rejects it, and escapes from it. That's how it works. So, your mind actually doesn't want to heal, because within the programming of the closed mind, it's, you're broken, you're not enough, and you will never be, no matter what you do. So it's a big ass program right there. So it's feeling into this like everything else, and allowing your body to do what it has to do in the way that it needs to do it. And, feel into this. I mean, we could go into like deeper and like, because obviously there's a lot of different questions to ask, but you will go through and I remember my teacher talking about this, you will go through a accelerated process where you do feel like you are getting way older, where you feel like you're way older, where, oh my God, I feel like I'm 100. That was another comment that I saw on Threads the other day. Like, oh my God, I feel like I'm 100. Yes, that is a part of the process. Especially when you're feeling super tired, or when you've got all of these aches and pains. We associate that with age. We associate that with, like, a natural progression. Um, but it's part of the process that allows you to break out of that programming. Okay, when it comes to when we talk about falling apart, there's a lot of things that have to fall back in place. So you will feel like, oh my God, I'm falling. Things are falling, right? There's we go through collapses. We go through physical life collapse, we go through emotional collapse, we go through a mental collapse, we go through a physical, energetic, cellular collapse. Because it's so interesting when we talk about collapse and we talk about a fall and we talk about a break, we don't realize that it's an opening. We get so caught up in the negative connotation of everything that we resist it at all costs. But we don't realize that when something falls and breaks, it opens. And that's key. This is what all of this is about. Opening up. So, there's going to be a lot of things that do crack. We do crack different things inside internally. I've heard so many people talk about cracked tooth, cracked teeth. Um, and then I saw this really cool thing. I didn't really go into it. I just felt the energy of like this thing about regrowing your teeth. So there's so many things happening. There's so many things going on right now. We just have to continually open up and feel all of these different things. It's essentially what's going on right now at a global panoramic, or at a global level. We feel things are falling apart. We feel things are collapsing, but simultaneously they're opening up. They're simultaneously we're seeing so many new really cool things, really cool inventions, really cool projects, really cool um, bridges of people coming together. This is simultaneously happening side by side. So our linear minds will always redirect us to the worst and to the most harshest. But we have to continually feel and know that there will always be more than two sides of what is actually going on. Um, so of course you need a crown because you're a queen. So yeah, it could be symbolic. Actually, it is very symbolic. But what I meant to say is it could be energetic. Could be energetic, or it could be physical too. So just have to like really feel what your body needs, what the body is doing, what the body is in the process of. Right, and everyone's gonna be different. I just want I share some things to remind everybody that you're not alone, and there's so many people going through so many similar things. Liv, I cracked two teeth from old root canals about 10 years ago. I just pulled them and left the spaces there. Um, 10, 15 years ago. And then cracked my front tooth. I had a holistic dentist just fill it in without the needles. Adrian, I did read about a breatharian who grew a third set of teeth. I think anything is possible when energy flow gets restored. That's true. Okay.
Okay. Well, looking into just a deeper level of what crowns, like, and even at that, like looking at the energetics of a crown, looking at the energetics of um, the symbolism, but then also looking at, I would go into the energetics of like what they actually do, what it does, what it supports the body. Um, Energetically, you might want to look at maybe um what is it Julia Cannon's book talks about when it comes to teeth. I don't know about crown. I don't know if she has like something specific about crowns, but she might. Looking into like mouth, right? The energy, the messages behind the mouth and the teeth and all of that stuff. Like, you want to really be willing to see this from like 1,000 different angles. In fact, this is not just in this scenario, this is about anything and everything. Allowing yourself to see from like 1,000 different angles and 1,000 different lenses and 1,000 different perspectives is always going to support you. Because the more perspectives, um, the more expanded your consciousness becomes, the more energetic flow you receive and you allow. And the more energetic flow that flows through you on every level, the more your body will align things in the highest of ways to allow you the experience that you need in the smoothest of ways. I'll say that. So, lots of change, lots of different things. We're not alone. Um, Again, coming back to like energy is everything. And so allowing yourself to feel deeper into the energies of what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're going through. Because of course there's going to be there's obviously this like the financial aspect of it, the time aspect, the energy, the recovery aspect. Like, there's a ton of things. Okay. Yes, you will go through, you will see different perspectives and different angles from here. Okay, write them down. Don't stay here though. Close our eyes. Connect to the perspective, or connect to the worry, connect to the fear, connect to the scarcity aspect so that you can feel it in your body. Okay, everything is for you. Okay. However, this may just be an activation for you to feel deeper. It may not be something that you follow through physically. So everything's different and everything depends and everything is relative. So we just have to keep going deeper, and that's the punchline. Keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. The more angles, the more perspectives, the more consciousness comes through you. And you want to get to a space where you feel, okay, this is it. This is the decision. This is the direction, right? This is the big bold, step, jump that I'm gonna need to take. And whatever you decide, you're always going to be supported. You're always going to be guided. You're always, always, always going to have exactly what you need. And we get really tripped up about that when we don't see the physical representation of what we will need to get this other thing that we need. Things feel a little bit harder. Things feel a little bit harsher. We don't feel supported. We don't feel loved. We don't feel wanted. And that may be the activation of what is, well, actually, that is part of the activation of what you're going through, what you're going through. So keep breathing. There might be certain things to feel about certain things that might have happened, whether it's like that particular area or that particular tooth in other moments. So if you've had like issues with that, if you've had things happen when you were a child, that's also a huge thing that's happening with that. So going into, I've already had work done here, I've already had this happen, or I've already had this other experience in that same area. You always go back, you always spiral back to clear deeper levels. So for anybody that might be going through that too, feeling like, okay, I already went through this, or I'm having to, this part of the body is being reactivated again. It's going through a deeper clearing, it's going through a deeper activation, it's going through a deeper integration. And it will happen to every single one of us. And so connecting to, again, your energy, your essence, and connecting to the energy of that body part so that you can continue to flow with whatever changes and whatever decisions you will have to take. So, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. A few things before I wrap it up. So I have 2 upcoming calls for whoever feels open, whoever feels ready and guided. I have a Master Builders call tomorrow, and I'm just going to open it up. I'm just going to throw it out there. And I did put my link there. You will find it in that website. It's my new little storefront. It's going to be tomorrow because tomorrow is the 22nd, and so this Master Builders called are on Master Builder numbers, master numbers. So we have it on the 11th and we have it on the 22nd. And these particular calls, well, as always, I go with the flow, but there's a couple of things I do have a few themes for it. But we will all open up to the whole process of rebuilding ourselves, rebuilding our reality. And obviously that expands to the whole entire planet. So there's a couple of things to really open up to, and we'll share and we'll bridge the gap and we'll clear some things too if it comes up so that we can start to embody more of this aspect within ourselves. And then on Sunday, I have a workshop that I will be hosting. It's going to be a clearing and integration workshop. So for those of you that that are ready to go deeper into the clearing and integration process, know a little more, become more conscious about the phases, the processes, the journey of what all of this is about. That'll be the workshop on Sunday. And I'm also going to be opening up or sharing things to also not just know the process for you, but also be able to do it for others. So it might be like an introductory to possibly a longer course, clearing and integrating so that we can facilitate, we can support other people in this process too. So you can go to my storefront and find those two. Actually, I don't know if you're looking at it from a mobile. It's going to be at the bottom. If you're looking at it from the desktop, it's going to be like right in the middle. So check those out. I do have some more freebies there, more support opportunities for anybody that would like to receive more emotional support, mental support, any kind of support that you feel you are ready for, ready to receive, and absolutely any aspect of your reality. I'm here. So thank you as well, Adrian, Lilith, and Liv, and whoever else is here. I only see the people that have commented in the chat. I don't see anybody. I don't have like the names as like I do on Facebook. Sometimes I see like who's watching. Oh yeah, and these classes I will come back again tomorrow and Thursday, and we'll be able to open up more and expand more. Thank you, Lilith. No worries. You guys can hop in and jump in whenever you can. These will be available on my YouTube and Facebook, so you also have the opportunity to listen to the replay. Cool. Absolutely. Thank you again. Sending you huge hugs. Sending you a bear hug if you need. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Thanks again. Bye.